Children on vegan diets are apparently growing up shorter and with weaker bones than their omnivorous counterparts. Kids aged 5 to 10 years on plant-based diets are on average 3 centimetres smaller, we're told, according to a survey, than those who eat meat and have 4 to 6% lower bone mineral levels. This research was done by the University College, the great Ormond Street Institute of Child Health in London. Although it's not a real big study, only 187 healthy kids, 63 veggies, 52 vegans and 72 meat eaters. But they say that vegan children are 3 times more likely to be deficient in vitamin B12, according to this research. I got a stack of emails and comments on this on our social media yesterday.
Hey, how you doing, Marcus?
Look, I'm okay. Now, I read your email yesterday and I thought, look, we'll get you on. You offered to come onto the program. You disagree with this survey, is that right?
Yeah, well, I don't actually disagree with the survey. I disagree with how it's been presented.
Sure.
It's been reported throughout the media that it's essentially just the short stature and the bone mineral content as the only finding. But in reality, there was a lot of positive findings for the vegan diet.
Sure.
And so particularly the cardiovascular results, which is historically true. We know from lots of studies that vegans tend to have better cardiovascular outcomes. And it also, I think the study is actually quite decent. I know a lot of people complained about the study size, but I don't think there's an error with that.
Okay.
The fact that they found this difference is important information, and I think it serves as a good warning to vegan parents to just be aware of it. What is interesting, though, as well, is that they do check for supplementation and fortification, which is an important part of the vegan diet.
Tell me, when you say supplementation and fortification, what do you mean by that?
So you can get supplements in the forms of essentially pills or sprays and stuff like that.
Sure.
And fortification is a lot of foods nowadays. There's a process where they add things to the food so that you're getting a fuller complement of nutrients.
Sure.
We've been doing this for decades. So salt, commonly, it's iodine fortified. So generally when people eat bread and they get the iodine in bread, what actually quite often happens is that the salt that's put into your bread has been iodine fortified for decades. And so people in Western societies don't have to worry about iodine deficiency. And so now we know that meat has certain nutrients which aren't provided in plant foods, but we can make that up just by fortifying it and then topping it up with potentially a supplement as well.
Okay.
And what they found in this study was that the vegan children that weren't supplementing or fortifying, they had horribly low B12 results, statistically significantly worse than the omnivore counterparts. But then when you compare that with the kids who supplemented and fortified, they were actually slightly better than the omnivores, but not statistically significantly better.
All right.
So it's a big difference in the results.
So, look, what would you suggest? I mean, I brought my 2 young fellows up eating meat. I mean, they didn't, not as if they ate steak every night, but, I mean, quite often they would have, chicken. We'd have chicken and salad. That would be, or for one night, another night maybe we'd have, lamb chops and veggies or whatever. I mean, I always thought I would include a balanced diet of meat and vegetables and or, salads. Look, I don't know. I'm not a medical health expert. So, and yesterday when I did share this article, obviously you and a few others called me out on it. Again, it was quite clearly a copy and paste from the front page of the paper yesterday. And obviously some people had some concerns with it, saying it was a little misleading. Is that right?
Yeah, so even on Channel 7 yesterday, they literally just put the two negative findings.
Yeah. Sure.
No mention about the differences with respect to supplement, and no discussion about the better cardiovascular outcomes for the vegan kids either. I think that's part of the frustration.
Sure.
As far as the balanced diet goes, you can do a balanced diet now. And actually, I recommend people do read the paper. I posted the paper.
Yes, I was going to say that. Thank you. And thank you so much for doing that. I couldn't find it yesterday. I mean, we were a bit busy, obviously, doing the program.
Yeah.
But that's the idea of a show like this. I want to be a conversation starter. I mean, not everybody, I don't suggest for a moment that everybody agree with what I say or my opinions, or even, that's the whole idea of this program. We talk about it on the air, and then we put a link up on social media so that good people like yourself, can have their say and often set things straight. And I do thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks for having me on. The thing I was going to point out is they do, in the study, actually, they don't recommend against vegan diets. What
Sure.
they actually say is that a lot of bodies do need to do better in terms of informing people, and they've acknowledged the clear benefits of a plant-based diet across the multitude of concerns, including environment, animal harm, and they've said essentially that the organisations do need to do better, and parents need to be better informed, and that's the sort of point that they've come through in the discussion, which also was not mentioned in the mass media, which is obviously very frustrating.
Yeah, I get that. All right, mate. Well, thank you for that this morning. I appreciate it. It's an important conversation to have, considering we have a major issue of obesity, particularly in younger generations here in Australia. Have a good day, mate, and thank you again for making contact with the program. I appreciate it. All the best, okay?
Thanks for having me.
All the best. Bye-bye.